I felt it in my sleep. My life was slipping away and I felt death embrace me. I was a man that lived a full life. I was a father and a loving husband. I was a good man and I was always very fond of the TV series Dexter for some reason, and I wanted to be a better man than he ever was. If I ended up in his universe, I was an old man with grandkids and I died, and now I was in a familiar place that I recognized immediately, a shipping container of some kind, and I was covered in my mother's blood. And then I saw him, Harrison Morgan Sr., and in my mind I smiled. I'm young Dexter Morgan. I said I knew everything Dexter Morgan would face, but I would be better than he ever was. So in an instant memories flooded my mind. I now knew that I have the powers of Grand Zeno and I have incredible strength and I'm invincible, and I now have all of Grand Zeno's powers. And I smiled and giggled in Harrison's arms, and Harrison Morgan was worried, and I touched his face and I gave him peaceful thoughts and I said, you have nothing to worry about, I'm not a monster. I said that in his mind, everything will be fine, Harry, just raise me like a normal kid. But I knew I wasn't normal, and as the years passed I became popular in school for being a genius, and I was also charismatic, nothing like the original Dexter Morgan. A lot of beautiful young women were very fond of me because of my charismatic and innocent nature, so I was never alone, and because I am a genius with already infinite knowledge, I had managed to get very good grades in school, straight A's, since I could read people's minds whenever I wanted to. I also knew that a lot of women wanted to have sex with me, even older women, so because of this Harry would often get mad at the older women for looking at me funny, and he would say, what are you looking at, lady, are you looking at me or what? And they would often say, no, I'm just waving friendly at your son. I had more than a few girlfriends growing up, many of which ended up having sex with me, and one day me and Deborah Morgan started having sex constantly. I was always fond of Deborah Morgan in my previous life, and I wanted to save her, among other things marry her. I always wanted to be in a romantic relationship with Deborah Morgan and give her my children, mostly because I loved the Dexter TV series so much was because of her. So I decided early on that I was definitely going to get her pregnant as soon as possible. She was on top of me and dad wasn't home, and she said, fuck yes, I love this so much, it feels so fucking good. She kept saying fuck repeatedly. I was now 15 years old and Deborah Morgan was now 17, and whenever Harry wasn't home we would always have sex in every position, and I loved it. And then Deborah said, wait, be quiet, oh shit, I heard something. And I said, you think it's dad? And then I came in her vagina, I couldn't help it, and she moaned. And then that's when I moved really fast to my room, fast enough that Harry didn't see me, and then I got back on my computer checking the stock market, and I was keeping track of everything, and I was going to use my knowledge of the future to make us rich, and that's what I did. I invested a bit of money in stocks with the jobs I got doing chores and mowing lawns, and I am also a paperboy. And then when the time came I invested $4,000 in Bitcoin, and I thought maybe I should become as rich as Elon Musk, and I thought yes I will. Unlike the canon Dexter Morgan, I didn't kill people, no, I lived a normal life. Unless someone tried to hurt the people I love and care about, then I would erase them from existence. And let's just say there's a lot of bad people in Miami, Florida, and I had to delete many pedophiles coming after me or my sister, so I erased them from existence with my erasure powers. I'd often do this to evil people, so in a way I kept the old Dexter Morgan persona, just that I now have incredible powers that I have to constantly hide from my family. It's frustrating and tiresome. And then one day Deborah Morgan told me she's pregnant, and I was already rich thanks to my investments in the stock market, and I managed to get over $5 million in returns on investment in stocks. And when Harry found out, he was a bit upset, but he calmed down after he realized how beautiful mine and Deborah's baby is. And since I was now rich, he didn't worry much, but he was still mad at me for having sex with his daughter, but he also felt comfort in knowing that it was me and no one else. So the years passed and I continued to take out the trash. By that I mean killing every evil person that had it coming. And unlike before in the original story, Harry lived to be an old man and retire, and then Deborah Morgan became a cop at Miami Metro, and I was actually a master crime scene investigator, and I even got the highest degree in college for it, along with anything else I'd need for that. So yes, I applied to become a blood splatter analyst, but I am also a doctor with a PhD in heart surgery, and I'm a trauma specialist.